Recently, I've got asked a lot how I make my videos look so crisp on Instagram, whether it's for actual posts, stories, or even IGTV. So I decided I should give you guys a quick rundown on what to keep in mind to make your videos look perfect on Instagram. By the way, if you're new to the channel, my name is Tom Streller. I'm a filmmaker, and on this channel I cover everything filmmaking related. So if you're into this, make sure to subscribe to not miss any upcoming videos. I guarantee you won't regret it. First, let's talk about the three different kinds of videos for Instagram: posts, stories, and IGTV, and what's important for each of them. Regular posts are probably the most obvious way to post a video to Instagram, but they can be a little bit tricky because there are a few things where you need to think differently when you want to export a video for that. Most important is the format of your video or the aspect ratio. What I see a lot is people just putting up their 16:9 videos without adjusting anything, and that is a big mistake. As we all know, Instagram prefers vertical content, just because this makes more use of the screen real estate and therefore is more appealing to the viewers. That is why it makes a lot of sense to reinterpret your videos for Instagram and put them into a new format. This goes for all the three post types, and the easiest way to do this, at least in my opinion, is to just duplicate the video sequence or project after you are all done with your edit, and then for the duplicated one, change the format to either 1:1 or 1080x1080, which is way better than 16:9, or even 4:5, which is 1080x1350. This is the most efficient format for regular Instagram posts. After changing the sequence aspect ratio, you need to go through your whole edit again and change the position of some of your clips, because they probably won't fit the new format right out of the box. This is a bit more work to do, but it's definitely worth it, since this makes sure your videos will look perfect on Instagram. If you got a regular 1080 sequence and you go with 1080x1350, you also need to upscale your 1080 source clips to fit the new height. Don't worry about the quality loss too much. Firstly, we are talking about Instagram, which most people view on their phones. And secondly, we are going to compensate for this later. Keep in mind that with IG posts, you are limited to a runtime of 1 minute per video. After that, Instagram will simply cut off your video. If you still want to post a longer video, you can either divide your video into 1 minute pieces and post them in a carousel with users to swipe to continue. This works okay, but a better way would be using IGTV, which I'm going to talk about in a moment. To add some kind of custom thumbnail for your post videos, a simple workaround is to create a thumbnail in the format of your video and then put it in the edit as only the first frame. This way it will appear on your feed as some kind of preview, but will instantly disappear when people watch the video. For Instagram stories, it's essentially the same approach. You need to fit your original video into the different format, which here is 1080x1920. But this time you are limited to 15 seconds only. So create a new sequence or duplicate your original one and then upscale your footage to fit, and go through your entire edit to reposition each clip to make it work best in the new vertical format. Put your points of interest more towards the middle so that no information is lost because something is out of frame. Again, if you want to post a longer video to your stories, you can simply divide the whole piece into pieces of 15 seconds each and then post it one after another. A lot of people use this really creatively, like Jesse Driftwood, who is like the master of cinematic IG stories. In the end, videos and stories are essentially a great and easy way to tease some new posts or IGTV videos. Now, when it comes to IGTV, there are a few more things to keep in mind. IGTV is still a relatively new platform, and after the early hype kind of went away, a lot of people seem to have abandoned the platform because they thought it wouldn't last. Now keep in mind that IGTV is around a year old, and it's a totally new approach to video streaming with the vertical format. So this will definitely take a lot more time to really grow, but the approach is exciting, so it's worth to put some time into making your videos also work perfect on that platform. So don't make the same mistake like a lot of others do, just flipping their videos 90 degrees and putting it up that way on IGTV, because this simply works against the original purpose of the platform and therefore isn't going to get you a lot of attention. Again, rather fit your original video edit into this new format, which is the same as for IG Stories, 1080 by 1920. But this time your video length isn't limited, which is great. Using IGTV makes a lot of sense if your core audience is connected with you mostly through Instagram, because this way you don't have to bring them over to a new platform to show them longer videos, which makes the whole experience a lot more seamless and easy for them. Now again, re-edit your entire video and reposition your shots to make them work in the vertical sequence so that your viewers won't miss any content. Also, you can create custom thumbnails in 1080 by 1680 for your IGTV videos, which is a huge benefit and lets you customize your IGTV channel really easy. IGTV is definitely a platform to keep an eye on, and since it is relatively new and not that crowded yet, it's probably a good idea to invest some time and work into building a great channel there. Because vertical and mobile friendly video will definitely get a lot more important in the future. Now when it comes to exporting your final edit for the Instagram platform, here are a few tools I use to make my videos look really perfect on Instagram. First, I always increase the sharpness to 25%. Thanks to the upscaling, your edit will probably look a bit soft, so it's a good idea to add a bit more sharpness in the end. This way your videos will look really crisp in the app. Keep in mind that people mostly view Instagram content on their phone, so don't worry too much about the resolution, but the extra sharpness just adds some punch to your videos. Also, I recommend to increase the saturation a bit, especially when working in Premiere Pro, because it seems like the color resemblance is way better in Premiere than in browsers and apps. So you probably already noticed that sometimes your videos look a bit faded after exporting them compared to how they looked in the Premiere timeline. And again, keep in mind that people consume Instagram content mostly on their phone, so it makes sense to give the footage a bit more vibrance to make it pop on the small screen. And last but not least, you should go with the best export quality possible when exporting for Instagram, since they sometimes really mess with the compression. So by giving Instagram the best source file, you can make sure that you will end up with a good result once your video is uploaded. So for that, I always choose maximum render quality, maximum depth and 2-pass encoding with a bitrate higher than 10. This will give you a cleaner export with more details, so it's definitely worth the extra size. There's also no official file size limit for videos on Instagram, but keep in mind that sometimes the service will fail to upload really large video files. So try to find a good balance between quality and file size with the bitrate and don't go too crazy with it. So I hope you guys found this video helpful. Make sure to give it a thumbs up, subscribe to the channel if you haven't already to see more filmmaking related videos like this one, and I hope to see you guys in the next video.